What's up and welcome, Speaker Fam. I am so honored to be joined by my friend and professional organizer, Monica McCarter of the Purple Box Organizer. And today we're talking all about the benefits of life coaching. We discussed that one thing is for sure. Everybody needs a coach. Whether you are a busy mom trying to strike all of life's balances and find the motivation to declutter your life, or you're interested in starting and growing a profitable business, everybody deserves to invest in their growth. I know that my business wouldn't be where it is today, let alone exist at all, if it wasn't for the fact that I chose to invest in coaching. And that is exactly what Monica is here to help us figure out. Are you a good candidate for a life coach? What can they do to help you achieve success in your life or business? You're going to have to stick around to find out, so let's get into it. Welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Melanie Summers, your host, professional organizer, decluttering expert, and productivity-based life coach. I like to speak organized to give you the tools to conquer your clutter, live life with more purpose, and learn all about the business of tidying. And life coaching is definitely a part of the business of tidying. If you have a passion for home organizing, it's a great and relatively easy business to start. And I am your go-to gal for all things pro-organizing business. So I want to make sure to get you up to speed on all the resources I have available for you to help you start and run your business right. Coming up. If you're ready to get serious about starting or leveling up your professional organizing business, you have the opportunity to schedule an affordable consultation with me to get all of your questions answered. For real, nothing is off the table. And I would be honored to strategize with you and provide you with tons of resources during our call. I am serious about my mission to help you successfully start your own business and help you overcome any fear or doubt you have in your ability to make home organizing your new career. It was the best thing I ever did, and I would love to help you do it too. My schedule fills up quickly, so be sure to click the link in the description or the pinned comment to book your call before all of my slots are full for the month. So we're going to be diving in deep to what life coaching can do for you to help you with emotional management of your life. And just like a professional organizer helps you with stuff management, or a productivity coach helps you with time management and routines, the life coaching is there to help you with the mindset shifts you need to get unstuck and really become consistent in living your best life. So I've got a little challenge for you. Over the next 14 days, I'll be participating in the 14 Days of Magic Mind Challenge, and you can help me raise awareness and funds for reforesting the Amazon rainforest. So the deal is, for every 10,000 views that my content over the next 14 days is able to generate, Magic Mind will donate $10 towards reforestation efforts. And if you're wondering, Melanie, what is Magic Mind and why do I care? Well, then you got to listen up, people, because Magic Mind is my favorite way to beat procrastination and stay energized and focused. It's a little 2-ounce energy supplement that has just the right balance of L-theanine and a little bit of caffeine and nootropics to help my brain stay focused and energized throughout the day. And I actually completely stopped drinking coffee altogether about a year ago. So I'm really excited to be participating in this challenge. So how can you help out in this effort too? In addition to just watching the content and boosting the views, you can also enter for a chance to win $300 worth of Magic Mind if you like the sound of that energy supplement, and you totally should because it's awesome. You're going to get 20% off your first order on me using the code Melanie14 at checkout. I'll be sure to put that link down in the description of the video and the pinned comment, as well as the podcast show notes. Then all you have to do is simply post a selfie of you enjoying your Magic Mind using the hashtag 14 Days of Magic. And remember that the more views we can generate for that hashtag, the more money we can generate for that campaign. It's that simple. And if you're interested in learning more details about where the money is going, or you want more information on the campaign, I am happy to provide details. Just be sure to comment down below. Thanks again to Magic Mind for the opportunity for all of us to participate in this campaign and for sponsoring today's video. All right, speaker fam, we have got Monica McCarter in the house. If you guys have watched my YouTube channel before, then you've seen a previous interview that she did with me about a year or so ago. And I'm very excited to welcome you, Monica, to the podcast to talk all about your life coaching business and how you kind of incorporated that. So welcome
Thank
today.
you.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, I'm happy to have you. It's always super fun to sit and chat with you. And I know you've had some business developments over the last year and a half. And
Uh-huh.
so, as I've kind of watched your journey unfold, which has been really cool, I wanted to bring you back on to share with us. So, tell us a little bit about what you do for those of us that don't know you as well and the types of clients that you serve.
Yeah. So I am a home coach, a professional organizer, and a certified life coach. So I started with the two and then realized, you know what, I really want to add in a life coach certification because I knew that it was like the missing puzzle piece to how I was trying to help my clients. So I typically will help women prioritize their personal, their household, and sometimes business goals. We're going to declutter their home, their schedule, their mind, anything that's feeling cluttery or messy or unorganized. We kind of pull that out and try to make some sense of it, depending on where that's at. So we'll typically start with whatever their biggest struggle is
Mhm.
in their home or their life. And I work completely virtual. And the clients that I serve are ready to take action. They're ready to work on their goals, make some goals and work on them. And they're willing to take some direction. And they come to my coaching calls ready and open to kind of receive some guidance and then be ready for some growth afterwards.
Awesome. And they come to you knowing that you also have that life coach certification, or is that just like a sweet bonus that gets thrown in?
That's a good question. I try to be very forward with my social media posts and what I'm sharing. So I do hope that they latch onto that and know that I have that as like just an extra piece in my tool belt to be able to help them.
Mhm.
So I'm going to say yes, but I suppose I could still get some clients that don't know that.
Yeah, that it could be a good surprise. And I
Yeah.
think it's such a natural thing to integrate into our business as professional organizers because if you're just setting up the physical systems in your home and even the schedules and routines, but you don't have the right mindset attached to it, then you're less likely to stick with it. So you really are, it's almost like a more holistic, that's the word I was looking for. It's a very holistic approach to life, essentially, is what you're offering to your clients, which is awesome.
Yeah, I hope so. I like how you phrased that. I just feel like the missing puzzle piece that I talked about before was a lot of, well, some people aren't organized in their homes. Some people are just kind of running like chickens with their heads cut off because they're just not sure where they're going wrong. And a lot of it is that is in our heads and in our mindset of thinking that they can't get organized or having this story that I just don't know how to do it. And so I'm not going to face it or avoiding things. Why are we avoiding things? And so if we just kind of pull out these little stories or these thoughts that we have in our head, we can kind of see like, where is this coming from? Where did it stem from? Let's work on that so that
Mhm.
we can improve and move forward.
Right. Yeah. Essentially trying to be our best selves. Okay, cool. So I wanted to move on a little bit and talk a bit more about the life coaching aspect of your business because it is a really interesting thing. And not a lot of professional organizers have that as part of their toolkit. I like the way that you put that earlier. So, what made you realize that you wanted to be a life coach?
That's a good question. I was a part of a group life coaching program, and I was also a part of a business group program, and both of them used a similar model from what they were taught, and they were both obviously life coaches. And so I loved the models that they used and the ideas that they used for mindset. And I knew that that was what I wanted to be able to offer to my clients. I also wanted that in my own life too. If I could kind of rehearse that and get the training on it of how to apply that in my own life, that my life would benefit from it. And then I could just continue to serve my clients in a more powerful way.
Beautiful. So, did you reach out to be a part of that program just for yourself, or did you go into it knowing that that was something that you wanted for your clients as well ahead of time, or was it just kind of like something that naturally evolved as you went through the program?
Yeah, as I kind of continued through the program, I was offered this spot in a separate life coaching program. They were all trained in the same area, but these two ladies started their own, they did create their own program.
Hmm.
And I sat with them and talked with them. I loved the way that they set up their program.
Hmm.
And it's another group program where you join and you're in it for life. So I not only got to go through the training and learn from it and learn to be able to coach my clients, it's the same coaching program that I take my clients through. So
Aha.
they teach you that workbook and then you get to turn around and bring your clients through it as well.
Hmm.
And because I'm still in the group coaching program, I'm able to practice coaching and get coached so that I'm continually honing my skills.
Oh, I think that's so awesome. And that's such an important thing, especially I know there's a pretty large percentage of the people watching this are interested or part of the professional organizing community. And what Monica just pointed out is super, super important that we should always be constantly striving to understand where our clients are coming from so that we can better serve them with the tools that we have. So I think it's awesome that you're actually taking the same class or the same curriculum or whatever it is, the tools and the coaching that you're using for your clients, you're actually engaging in those practices in your own life as well.
Yes.
Yeah, that's super fantastic. I love that. So, for those of us who are still a little bit fuzzy on what it is a life coach does, can you kind of explain to us what a life coach can do for you? Like what is it that you bring to our lives that makes it so much better?
Yes. So I have a big belief in that everyone needs a coach. And a life coach is, I feel like, an easier way to get some counseling, though we don't take the place of counseling. And that is
Mhm.
something that's definitely needed still in this world. But we can take you from a baseline functioning point in your life and elevate you and really help you feel like you're moving forward with purpose, enjoying life, being able to understand how to process emotions and be more emotional resilient so that if somebody says something to you that's not very kind, it doesn't ruin your entire day. You can process that and go, you know what? I bet they were having a hard day. That doesn't mean anything against me. And I can kind of move forward from that
Mhm.
instead of feeling stuck, feeling like this one circumstance or this one situation is really holding me down and I can't move past it. We don't want to be stuck in those areas because then we can't enjoy other things that are moving in our lives as well.
Awesome. That's really fantastic. And so, do you find that you're able to break through those barriers better now that you have that training with your current clients?
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. And I know in my own life and then also with my clients, I've been able to help clients be able to kind of get out of their own way. I like to use that phrase of
Mm,
being able to get out of your own way to move forward in your business, to move forward and make progress in your home, make some goals, or just feel better more often.
mhm,
We're not meant to feel good all the time.
mm,
That's not what life is. We need to kind of have those two opposites. But if we're feeling down or depressed or upset or unmotivated, a good majority of the time, that's when you might look at getting a life coach and being able to reach out to them and know that they are someone that can listen to you, to hold the space and to understand what you're going through without judgment, and then help you kind of guide yourself through that. And then you have those tools to be able to use in other situations as well.
right. Yeah. So you're really dialing into the emotional management that so many of us can really get caught on that hamster wheel of negativity. And we just kind of forget all the different things that we can do to pull ourselves out of that. Sometimes it's nice to have somebody like you said, everybody needs a coach or a mentor or an accountability buddy to help
Yes.
them see things from a different perspective when you're kind of stuck in that loop.
Hmm.
Which I mean, I know I find myself there sometimes too, and I do the same things. It's really hard. So I imagine that a lot of the issues perhaps stem from fear or guilt. It's not always easy to know where the sort of anxiety or the depression or the negativity comes from. But what would you say are some signs that people should look for that would indicate that maybe I'm a good candidate for a life coach? What are some scenarios or some things that they might be experiencing?
Excellent question. So, if you kind of take a look at your current circumstance, whether that's in your home or in your business, at work, in your relationship, kind of look at the place where you feel like you're stuck or you feel like you're just not in a good place or the place that you want to be, right? Because we can always improve. Take a look at just one aspect and be able to see, like, if this is not where I want to be, I like to talk with my clients about four really important things. So we'll start with one, what are my thoughts or what is my story? If you have this story about yourself that I'm not an organized person, then that's going to create a feeling for
Mm-hmm.
you, right? So then you want to look at what is my emotion that I'm feeling. That thought or story of I'm an unorganized person might make you feel something like defeat. And if you're feeling defeated, the third one is let's look at our behaviors. If I'm feeling defeated, my behaviors might be I'm avoiding cleaning, I'm avoiding organizing my house. I might sit and watch Netflix. I might sit and eat cookies. So we're having all these behaviors that trickle back to what our emotion is and what our thought is or what our story is about ourselves. That most likely is not even true
Mm-hmm.
because we help our clients understand, like, just because you don't feel organized does not mean you can't learn that habit
Mm-hmm.
and any other habit, depending on what area of life that you're kind of taking a look at. And then the fourth one is just how are all of these related, right? What is the current effects of all
Mm-hmm.
of these three things that I'm thinking of, this story, this emotion, these behaviors? What effect am I creating? I'm not getting my home organized. I might be gaining weight. I'm probably feeling now depressed on top of feeling defeated.
Mm-hmm.
And if we look at all of those things together, then we can kind of see, like, okay, we need to map out a plan. That's where we can think of reaching out and getting some help so that we can move past it.
Absolutely. Yeah. And do you find that you have people coming to you sometimes that are in that sort of fixed mindset? I read the book once called Willpower Doesn't Work by Benjamin Hardy, and he talks about the difference between a flexible mindset and a fixed mindset. And if you are somebody who has that fixed mindset that this is my story, is it difficult for you, or do you feel like these skills that you have as a certified life coach, there you're able to kind of help pull people into that adaptive, flexible mindset?
You ask such good questions. I love that because we as coaches, at least in my program that I went through, their line is we don't teach you what to think, we teach you how to think.
Mm,
And so I'm not going to force you to think, well, Melanie, if your story is I'm not an organized person, we're not going to just flip the switch by the end of the call and help you think that I am an organized person.
hmm
We're going to pull that apart. And what we try to do is shift your thinking, or what we say is wiggle it loose, so that we
mm,
can kind of maybe move away from being stuck on just that thought. What are some other options that we could think? Maybe I could ask for help. Maybe I need accountability. Maybe it's just a season of life that my house is going to be a little unorganized because I have young kids or I have a sick kiddo or I'm doing a job and school. So we just try to look at, like, all of the things that are adding to that and kind of what might be playing into that, and then try to shift their thinking a little bit. And what I do love about my program is that there's a couple of different main thoughts or ideas that help you do that. There's something called the stair step model, where we look at what's your pinnacle thought that you would love to have, which could be, I'm an organized person or I'm a supermodel or whatever
hmm
you're wanting to look at. And then the lowest point is the thought that you're kind of stuck on that you have right now, or your story. And we just kind of work on the staircase of what are some improvements from there. Okay, what's an improvement from there? And then we work on ways to kind of take those steps. So that's just one example.
Beautiful. Yeah. And I like the gradual aspect of it, because I feel like we do live in that type of society where everything is very instant gratification, and in our brains, and we think we want to be here, but we're here and we need to get there, but we forget that it starts as that seed and needs time to grow. Or I like the staircase. That's a very cool sort of analogy to go with. So I love that. That's fantastic. Okay. I just have a couple more questions. What would you say is a positive change that you've seen in your coaching clients since implementing these new techniques into your business?
So just as you were asking that, I kind of thought like, obviously they have these tools now and they use them in their life. But in both occasions where I was taking two clients through the program while I was being trained, you're supposed to have a couple of them. And so the two I was taking through at the same time, both had instances where they were like out to lunch or talking with a friend and used these tools while talking to a friend
Wow.
and understood that like one of them used it for herself that like, no, you know what? It's okay that I'm feeling this way and I'm going to just work through it. It's all right. And then the other one was just able to listen and show some compassion and knew that her friend didn't need any tips or tricks or her to fix it, but just needed someone to say, this is a safe space and it's okay.
So do you feel like you actually spend more time listening and gathering information about your clients than you do actually trying to help them fix an issue or shift to a different mental pattern or something like that? Do you do more listening now?
For sure. And that was one thing. And I'm still working on it too, because I mean, as a professional organizer, we go in and we want to fix things, right? It's out of order. I'm just going to order it this way and it'll be all better.
Right.
And I think it's easy to look at some things like that. But you have to be very careful because our brains are tricky. So if I go into a coaching call and I listen to a couple of things and then I try to help them fix it, they might even leave going, yes, I agree. This is great. However, their brains are still going to feed them the original story over and over and over again. So then they're going to go back to that story or that thought of like, well, today I don't believe it.
Mm,
So if I help them talk it through and I ask a lot of questions, that might not even be the root cause. It might be something different. So asking lots of questions, asking what their emotions are, asking their behaviors, and all these things that are tied together really helps us come up with a better plan to guide them through to where they want to be.
absolutely. And that's something that I end up telling people on my coaching calls frequently, that I have learned over the years is to ask really good questions and really sit back and try to listen for more than you think you need to. Because you're exactly right. You hit the nail on the head. You want to go in and do a good job and fix it. That's just kind of part of our personality and the need to serve and have some sense of control because that's just kind of the way you are as a type A person.
Yep.
But it is a great exercise in patience in learning to understand who your client is, truly who they are, and how you're best going to serve them. And you can't do that unless you know what to ask and you're going to sit back and listen and know the right way to go. So I think that's fantastic. I feel like we all should be taking your life coaching program.
I would love it.
Yes, yes. Well, we're going to get to that in a second because I know people want to know how they can get in touch with you. So tell us a little bit more about how we can find your coaching program. Tell us about it, what it's called. And then I'll be sure to link everything down in the description and the show notes for us. So how can we find you?
Great. So I am on Instagram and I have a Facebook page. I'm the Purple Box Organizer. So Melanie will have my stuff linked. But my life coaching program that I'm offering right now, it's called Choose to Be You. And that is a name that I came up with because I feel like it's very close to my heart.
Hmm.
That when I first joined a life coaching program for myself, I wanted to be able to feel like it was okay to be me. And I wasn't in any unsafe relationship or situations, but I still questioned like if it was okay to just be my true self
Mhm.
around my husband, around my husband's family. And it was a big deal for me to be able to feel comfortable in specific situations. And then being able to learn that I have control over me and my actions and I have the ability to show up exactly how I want to be if I'm practicing. And so I like to be able to pass that on and show people that they can choose to be exactly who they feel their authentic self is.
Mm.
So the actual program itself is 12 weeks, and I walk you through that. But I also offer an additional 4 weeks of coaching. So it's a 16-week program and we go through the book, and then you have 4 additional coaching sessions with me, and you can just use that to apply more of the program, or you can just use them as free, just regular coaching sessions. Or if you have a business, then we continue on with that if you'd like, or we can start working on organization systems in your home. And that's the beauty of the program, is it just takes things that you're dealing with and that you want to work on in your life, and it applies them into the workbook so that you're working through that. It's not like bringing up all the past and not working on anything that's current for you right now that's relevant.
Awesome. Yeah, that's very cool. And it seems like it would be a good program for aspiring or current professional organizers who are trying to level up their business if they're really feeling mentally stuck and needing that accountability and that support. This could be a really good program for them to help grow their business, don't you think?
Absolutely. The first 2 that I took through, that I mentioned before, they are professional organizers. And so it's been really fun to see them take these tools and put them into their life and then also into their business, and
Hmm.
just have a couple of extra mindset tools and tips that they can also now pass on to their clients.
Boom. That's beautiful. Okay. I hope you guys are all paying attention because we all need a little bit more of that in our lives. Monica, it is always such a pleasure to talk to you, my fellow Washingtonian friend.
Right.
And I'm just so excited to have you here. Thank you so, so much for being with us and chatting with us today.
Thanks again for having me, Melanie. It was a pleasure.
All right, fam, that wraps up another fantastic interview. Thanks, Monica. Thank you all for being here. I hope you got value out of today's conversation. Don't forget to check out all the goodies down in the description of the video or the podcast show notes. There will also be links in the pinned comment for you to check out Magic Mind. Be sure to use my code Melanie14 if you want to get 20% off and join the challenge to help me with raising money for reforesting the Amazon rainforest. It's a great cause. I'm going to be working to spread the word far and wide, and I would love to have your help with that. Beyond that, I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.